Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello. Come on into the room. Alright, so we don't have a Twitch set up yet, but we gonna get there. You know what? Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, and good morning. How's everyone doing? How's everyone feeling? I need my mouse. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thine kingdom come, thine will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, because thine is the kingdom, power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. Y'all know that's not the normal prayer, but that's the normal prayer today, I guess, because that's the one that came out. Welcome to the channel. This message is going to be for the sign of Pisces. Pisces, my messages are timeless, so when you see them, it's when you're meant to hear them. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you. Also, please don't forget to hit the post notification bell so you can get alerts when my videos are posted. Welcome, everyone. So the message says there's been a change in plans. It didn't go the way they thought. How's everybody feeling this morning? Welcome, 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 everyone. How's everyone doing? Come on in, come on in, come on in. Come on in. Y'all, so last night, something weird was happening. And I don't know, but I swear, I gotta go back and listen to this thing that I fell asleep listening to because I heard two voices in that thing. Like, to the tune of, I got myself up and looked at it because I'm like, I hear another voice, but as soon as I got all the way up, awake, it went away. But literally, I was hearing something else under the sound. And I go to sleep listening to these books, and I probably shouldn't, but I've been doing it for a long time. Still probably shouldn't. But I don't know why it puts me out real quick. Like, I don't, these little, it's called Lighthouse, and they play all these like scary stories and shit. I used to listen to it when I was driving, when I was in transportation, and so I would listen to that, and it would kind of, keep my attention for a hot little second. But last night, I know I heard another sound. Last night, there was a couple weird things happening, and so had me a little bit confused, but and then it was just like the dreamscape was all over the place. The tides have shifted, Pisces. What was once carefully orchestrated in the shadows has unraveled, defying expectations and illuminating unseen pathways. The universe's hand gently redirects your course, revealing that what they intended was never truly in alignment with your divine flow. It's given like somebody intercepting, and trying to intercept along your time, your journey, along your timeline, right? What they intended was never truly in alignment for you with your divine flow. Their plans may have crumbled, but your spirit remains unshakable, stronger, and more attuned to the whispers of fate. Trust the redirection. It's leading you to something far greater than imagined. So this is the story, and take it with a grain of salt. And this could be you, this could be them. It could be male, it could be female. So for this particular situation, we're going to call him a warlock, right? And so he, being a warlock, or it could be her, because if you're a man, you might be dealing with a woman. Um, just take it how it resonates. Um, a regular human being. So don't think of, oh, he showed up and he had the little hat on, you know, the little warlock hat on and a little, you know, the walking cane and this, that, and the third. Regular, schmegular, Joe ass dude. Or at least how it came off. Or regular, schmegular, Joe ass female. Somebody must be from Philly because literally that's some Philly shit. Joe. You get involved with this person, all right? And the person may not be as enlightened from the beginning as maybe even you. Or maybe you didn't even realize how enlightened of a person you would become. So let's just say this person realizes it because, you know, we're talking about energy, right? And so a person may unconsciously do some shit and not realize that they're even doing it because, you know, the attacks on you, we dealing with, you know, spirits and entities, principalities, as they say, not people, right? And so the person could have genuine feelings for you, but you start to help a person. You start to, you know, show them the ropes, okay? And now, you know, they're interested in whatever you're interested in, all right? So whatever it is that you're doing at this moment in time, it could be the fact that you have a business. It could be the fact that once upon a time, when you were a child, you had a career in mind, a specific career that, you know, would set you up for life, right? And now this person comes into your life, and you know how we do. We start, you know, exchanging energy with a person back and forth. You pick up some of their traits, they pick up some of your traits. Their traits, not the best. Your traits, you know, may have a little bit of structure, like may have a little bit of guidance, more than theirs, right? And so what this person now starts to do is they start to pick up on some of your behavior, some of your traits. It starts to make them advance and grow. They start seeing where they can monetize a behavior, right? A better behavior than they had. But mind you, what they're picking up on is your behavior, right? So remember a while ago when we was talking about destiny swapping and some other shit. Some people try to, you know, come into your energy to pick up on, you know, your gifts, your talents, and things of that nature. And people will say, "Oh, that don't work. This and that." There, it does work. I told y'all I'm a collector a long time ago. I can kind of, you know, absorb behaviors, right? Been doing it for a long time. It's good until it's not good. It's good until you're doing some shit that basically you shouldn't be doing, and or not even that you shouldn't be doing, that you don't realize, you know, like where did that come from and why am I doing that, right? Anyway, so now this person starts to absorb your energy and they're doing shit that you on your journey should have been doing. And they're now trying to intercede, like, you know, take over, intercept your shit, right? And you don't say anything because this is your person, right? This is your boyfriend, this is your girlfriend, this is your wife, this is your, you know, husband, this is whoever the fuck the relationship is, your partner, okay, right? And then you start to notice that now the shit that you was doing, you now are falling short from the behaviors that you were doing. And now this person is excelling in, you know, what is your life? But it wasn't designed for them. They had their pathway, you had your pathway. Sometimes we have relationships with people that we were only supposed to mentor or, you know, help in a certain type of way. But because of the conditioning, and I'm gonna keep saying it, people say, "Oh, I'm not conditioned." You've been conditioned from your fucking great great grandmother. Like, it's things that y'all don't even realize that the behaviors are not even yours. It comes from somewhere else. And mind you, I spotted that even in my own child. Like, my youngest son acts just like his daddy. His daddy didn't raise him. His daddy wasn't nowhere near him. But how does this child mimic behaviors, facial expressions, and everything from a man that didn't raise him? Hey there, catching up this live. That's awesome. Hey, Golden Heart Babe. Hey, welcome. Thank you for coming. So now this person is, acting this way, but that's not their behavior. And you can almost tell because literally they still display their other behaviors. And their other behaviors are very much unbecoming. So then the person realizes they can do this, and then they start energy harvesting because now it's intentional. They start doing it to multiple people. Now, this is where a big deception comes in at, because not only did you accidentally do it, maybe from the beginning, but now they're intentionally doing it. And it works sometimes because some people don't realize the power that they hold. Some people wake up before other people. Some people, like I told y'all, ignorance is bliss. And when you can't see something happening, sometimes that's the best. But when, as they say, the rose-colored glasses come off and you can see a lot of stuff for what it is, that's when it gets bad. So I'm going to take over in your spot. I just made that decision. You don't get to make that decision. Mind you, just so you know this is real and people do this, I can tell you, in trucking, right? I was a female in trucking long before a lot of females got into trucking, right? All of a sudden now, when it just became cool or whatever, right? But 10 years, I had a business in trucking. The whole 10 years, it was a battle between me and the men in trucking, because every time you turned around, a man was trying to tell me something to do with my business, and they never even ran one. Not the first one. Everybody got a lot of, what you should do, a lot of advice, and this, that, and the third on some shit that they never done. They may have been drivers, but they never ran a business. And whether or not you know it or not, every hat is a different hat. Being able to be a business person is different from being able to sit behind the wheel and just drive freight to, a place. The same way sitting in a seat and driving freight to a place don't make you know anything about being over the road just because you are the owner or the business person. Like, every role has its own specific set of rules and guidelines and structure that it has to follow, right? So while I was in trucking, multiple times one time specifically, I had a person tell me to my face, we're going to run your company for you. First of all, I wasn't even fucking a nigga, but this is what a man decided that they wanted to tell me. We're going to run your company for you. No, the fuck you ain't. And matter of fact, your ass is fucking fired, bitch. So guess what? I got to say, no, you not. And your ass is fired, but I ain't going to say you fired while you got my truck. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say you're fired while you got my equipment. I'm going to say whatever it is that's necessary and needed to say until you bring your bitch ass back to this location. And then motherfuckers, whatever. And that's how I normally, ran this shit. Because, bitch, you can say what you want to say over the phone. But what you're not going to do is talk crazy to me in my face. So, but the fact of the matter is that this is what this man thought that they should be able to do, and it would be okay, because he said it to me in my face. Him and another person's going to run my company for me. Nigga, are you dumb? You have the IQ of a fucking gnat already. You're coked up in a fucking room, and you think you can run a company. Your boyfriend had to call, and this is a man that nobody knew was gay. Their boyfriend called to tell me that the man was coked up in a hotel room and he thought he could run a business because he had a dick and balls. But this is the way a lot of men think. And I ain't even badgering the men, because a lot of bitches think some shit too. So, you know, I ain't judging. Pisces, the universe speaks in waves. Some gentle, some turbulent, but all with purpose. What unfolded was never truly out of control. It was simply beyond their control. Because people want to control the narrative. They want you to think this way instead of that way. It's like right now, realizing that we have to undo years of conditioning. The way we think, the way we love, the way we connect, the way we, just the way we. And not that, you know, some of the things from people who are, you know, unbeknownst to them, right? They're still learning. Those are things we probably can forgive. But can you forgive the things that you know were done intentionally? Can you forgive that? The official ambassador, hey, of the mulatto race and period. Hey, welcome. Thank you for being here. Could you forgive a person that intentionally tried to corrupt your situation? Tried to bring you down and put their foot on your neck? Like, somebody wants to crush your situation, your spirit, your mind, your life so bad that they are willing to fuck up their own life. Like, what type of hate does a person have to have for you? Hey, April, welcome. Thank you for being here. Disassociation is not a disorder. It's a survival tactic. So when you say disassociation, are you meaning like on the person's behalf? That's like I'm not dealing with something, right? Okay, let me get the definition of dissociation, because I love the fact that you even said that. Because that word has definitely been coming up. Oh, I know. Disassociation is a mental process where a person disconnects from their thoughts, feelings, memories, or a sense of identity. It can range from mild daydreaming or zoning out to severe detachment from reality, often as a response to trauma or extreme stress. In a spiritual sense, disassociation can sometimes be viewed as a separation of the self from the present moment or a disconnection from one's soul alignment, which may be an unconscious protective mechanism. All right, so I don't know which side you was talking about, whether or not it was the side of the person who, unbeknownst to them, they just came along and this is what they were, and then they met this person right here, and then this person starts to take on their behaviors. Or if you met this person who now sees that this person is doing this, and now they let this person is doing this, and now they let this person lets this person continue on, and now it's like la connect the dots. I'm not on my journey anymore. So which side do you mean? All right. But mind you, exactly what they said, exactly what April said, dissociation is not a disorder, it's a survival tactic. But also what I've seen lately, the fact that you even said that word has come up multiple times, and they said exactly the same thing. It's not a disorder, but they didn't even say it was a survival tactic. What they said it was is the brain, when a person is overly intelligent, or when a person can see things clearly. When a person can see things clearly, they rationalize all different sides of a scenario. And then once they can see like there's I don't want to say a flaw, but once they can see that there's a pattern to a situation, they check out. Because that means that they already know that the system is doing this, and this. It's 1, 1, 1. So with that being said, that word has come up multiple times. You're the third. So something about I don't know. All right, so because I'm trying to see, somebody's supposed to be coming here and it looked like a car pulled up, but then they left. In a spiritual sense, this association can sometimes be viewed as a separation of the self from the present moment or the disconnection from one's soul alignment, which may be unconscious protective mechanism. Um, the mind will protect the human. The mind will protect the human. Remember we talked about that? And so this person, the person who, because it's not disassociation on this person's behalf. This person didn't realize they did it from the beginning, but once they realized it, they kept it going because then they started energy harvesting off of other people. Oh, you mean I can get connected? Like, y'all don't even realize y'all are a source of food. A lot of people walking around are a source of food. Because, coming into the awakening of, oh, this is a spiritual time, this, that, and the third. But y'all, a lot of people don't realize there's a lot of people who've been spiritual for a very, very long time. Longer than, just this moment in time, this day. They already know how to energy harvest off you. They already know how to get a reaction off you. Mind you, let's go a little bit further and let's just say that the conditioning was already a part of that. So I was looking at something yesterday, and it was talking about like frequency, because y'all know I'm always on frequency and waves and things of that nature, because it's whatever's being sent out into the universe, right? So there was a study done, and I forgot what hertz it was. It was 4 something. Our people, the powers that be, realize that frequency can control a person's behavior. And so what they started to do was music industry and things of that nature. This is the hertz that you put out to the universe. Y'all don't even realize that how deep this actually goes to keeping people inside of the walls. They have gone as far as to literally get the frequency in the music put to a certain megahertz to make sure your ass don't get out of line. But apparently with all things, humans, start to evolve and adapt. And don't ask me why, because I didn't, get that far into the how it was that we shook it loose, or we're still shaking it loose. But have y'all not noticed that everything that they are doing even right now, because this is how you know that the universe is in alignment to the point where the universe don't give a fuck who you are and how you think you coming. The universe is unraveling everything that has been done. I say it almost every day. The universe will adjust itself as many times as possible in order to put itself back into alignment. No matter how they try to kick us out of alignment, let's make the universe, right now it's chaos and fear. Like, let me kick out a lot of chaos, fear into the system. This is going to happen, this is going to happen. But once you even get past that, y'all, we live in such an amazing time right now. This is an amazing time, especially for people like me. When you wake up and you realize you're awake, and this is what we planned for so long ago, and now you actually realize, like, your soul, your spirit then transcended time and space, and now you are in your subconscious, conscious mind able to see, oh shit, we did it. We did it. Now, what do? Because now it's a whole nother shit bag of, stuff that we gotta, get through, because we fucking did it. We did that. So, the spiritually enlightened can use this association responsibly. Well, let me see. A mental process where a person disconnects from their thoughts, feelings, memories, or sense of identity. the thing is, the only part that I don't like about this is my sense of identity. Because I can pull a you on you, and I'm clearly in my sense of identity and know who the fuck I am and know that you gonna get this work. Like, I don't check out from the person that I am, even when I add an additional. Like, I'm gonna be very much aware, like what I told y'all the other day. When the thought process went into my brain that said, get up and soak some beans, I did it. But me, I know I don't do shit like that. And not that, I shouldn't. Maybe it should have been something I should have been taught a long time ago. The point of it is I followed the behavior, I followed the command that was given, but me, my person said, that's different. That's not even something that, like, it would be different if I was raised and my mom, cooked beans, and or my grandmom, and they did, but not around us, right? Maybe. I don't know about my mom, but I don't know about my mom, but probably my grandma and them did. My mom kind of got away from a lot of things, like that she associated with her family with, poverty or things of that nature. Not realizing that sometimes, and I have found this to be true, sometimes a person will try to give you shit and not realizing they just gave you everything. So whereas back in their time, it might have been something connected to, poverty or something of that nature, but not realizing how much nutrients and vitamins and things and, of that nature are connected to that. So I don't know why she did it, but what I did know was I never seen it. It wasn't something that was like a staple of, at this household or in our house, we eat this specific thing. I didn't grow up like that. Different cultures, because I think Spanish people, they, cook that all the time. Black people may cook it all the time. I didn't grow up like that. And so to me, it gave me a whole warm feeling, like I wanted everybody to try this shit, because I can't even believe, I did it, yada, yada, yada. But the fact of the matter is I was very aware that that was a behavior. That whole thing came about. I don't know how. I did it. I followed through with it. But I was paying attention, very close attention, as to when it was going down. You don't do this. Because I know my behaviors. I know my patterns. And not that I can't change. Because, change is good. Especially when it's for the better. Especially when it's for, a healthier version of yada, yada, yada. That night, that particular thing now set me on a different track of now trying to figure out something else. But I was very much in my very conscious mind knowing as I was following out something, but I was stuck on it. I couldn't let it go. I had to do it. But that wasn't my behavior. That could have been like somebody sending, a group, the collective. It was get ready to be Mother's Day. A group of people, because this is their culture, and somehow maybe I'm tapping into that culture, because even my son said, what are you, he said something about the Mexican side or something. You cooking burrito, tacos and things of that nature, but I got a thing for tacos anyway. But neither here nor there. So yes, I guess they would be able to do it responsibly, but I'm also going to say that the responsible part would be to stay inside of their body. So April, hey, I'm not knocking it. Let's see. What unfolded was never truly out of your control. It was simply beyond their control. Plans set with rigid hands and narrow vision are no match for the fluidity of your essence. You are the embodiment of water, adaptable, uncontainable, and internally flowing. You will adjust. That's one thing about people who are resilient will adjust. So that's like when you get attacked spiritually, this could also, help with that, because to me, I feel like when you are spiritually under attack, and you don't know where it's coming from, or how to, change it, then I can see where a person would. All right, so what's coming in my brain? Okay, let me tell y'all something. So last night, no, it was yesterday. Y'all know my husband, Ibrahim Traore, right? That's the president of Africa. The man is 34 years old. Anyway, long story short, they tried to, him, right? And they're mad because he's making Africa better, right? So everybody has this whole, this is how the world would be better. Everybody has their own thought process of it, right? Mind you, one thing that I do know is that for some reason, we don't know how to mind our business. Human beings, people just don't know how to mind their business, right? Especially the powers that be that are always trying to, kind of manipulate some shit, right? So anyway, now they're trying to decease this man because he is, bringing Africa up. So he was talking, and in my mind, this is what he said. He said, the Westerners, the people, they want to be able to control the gold in Africa on land that's not theirs, that don't belong to them. He's using the gold to build, Africa up. So they would rather get rid of this man and decease him because they want to cripple the African community, right? So, but mind you, this has been playing out for years. So what this man said was, the young African people don't know their history, right? Do it sound like some people we know? How the fuck does the young African people don't know their history when they write in Africa with the culture, right? But what he says is, France, the French people, France itself, and, the other powers that be always want to keep their hands tied into, that place. They don't want to let them learn to refine their own shit because it keeps them impoverished. It keeps them crippled. And as he's talking, all I heard was, do you know what type of fucking power that the melanated people got to have? And this ain't, no fight the power rally or this, that, and the third. It's just a simple observation. Do you know what type of fucking power that the melanated people must have in order for these motherfuckers to keep having to go, and not only one group of people, not just the U.S., this is a collaborative effort over the whole entire world of white people basically trying to keep a whole culture of people down, history and everything. Not only are they corrupting over here, but they're also corrupting everywhere. But how the fuck did all of them get together to now say, let's fuck all the black people? Like, what meeting was had that, and it's boggling my mind. Because when he started saying that, I'm thinking, the U.S., we have that issue. Like, this is one of the things that I keep saying. I keep saying, like, it's fucked up because, and mind you, this is for the white people who ain't even racist either. Y'all motherfuckers too, because at the end of the day, y'all kind of got caught up in some shit that basically they wanted to do to us. So y'all got caught up in it too. So when the books and shit got taken, it benefited everybody. It benefited everybody. And it's crazy how, listening to him, I wasn't thinking that Africa had the same exact problem that the United States had when it came to, y'all keep trying to put y'all foot on people too. Like, what is so disheartening for y'all that people can't live equally, or shit, matter of fact, how about this? Leave us the fuck alone. Like, we won't even engage with you. But that's too much, because somehow, some way, you got to figure out how to be a nasty ass energy. And not only was it one group, it's a lot of them all over the world that baffled the fuck out of me. Because I considered them to have culture. Like, we may have been, lost, taken foreign, yada, yada, yada. We may not have, whatever, because of whatever happened here when they got here. But it was weird to hear him say the same exact thing. Anyway, Take it how it resonates. The shift you feel is not a disruption of a divine recalibration. I just went over that. The shift you feel is not a disruption, but a divine recalibration. What they intended to bind or manipulate has been dissolved by the power of truth and higher alignment. And not that I was even talking about that when I even got here, because that just happened to come about. So I wasn't even talking about a race thing or anything like that. It's just like the system wants to decide who gets put where. The system wants to decide. The system was not designed to decide. That was a divine right. So now, we manipulate a little bit of numbers. We make people feel like or think that, they can't do better. Or we, systemically, we just basically start to do shit that, is only going to keep this group of people, stuck in this area, or these people stuck in this area. And it could be the embodiment of a couple different scenarios, because as y'all notice, transgenders are on the chopping block these days. The gays are on the chopping block these days. The blacks, y'all already been on the chopping block. The Mexicans and Puerto Ricans and, Spanish people, y'all already been on the chopping block. Pretty soon, people don't realize, like, once they get rid of whoever they get rid of, or once whatever happens to whatever, and this is even in, regular, everyday, their direction is somebody else, because for some reason, they can't stop meddling. Something in their behavior, they're programmed to just do that. How did that programming come about? What happened? And this is the part where, like, how about you tell the truth and shame the devil, and then that way when certain things are told, but they keep following the same pattern, just destroy the history. Destroy the history and then it didn't exist. Like, who the fuck thought of that? Somebody that wanted to control. A group of people that wanted to control. And not for nothing, I know a lot of people, when you start hearing like uncomfortable, what's the word? Uncomfortable, I was going to say scenarios, but uncomfortable situations, like race, religion, things that are not politically correct, what they say, it makes people feel uncomfortable. But how are you going to change anything if once you're uncomfortable, you shut down and you stop talking about it? The only way we can make something better, or the only way we can correct something, or the only way we can change something if we acknowledge the fact that it happened multiple times, and maybe we caught up in a loop. Maybe that's the thing. And maybe, they don't know how to get us out of the loop. But do you know how to get us out of the loop? And if we're talking collectively, right? We're talking together. And so, the energy. April's here this morning. This is probably April's first time being here. I don't know. But, and then we got the official ambassador of Mulatto, okay? We got Golden Heart Babe. 3 people that I don't know, that don't normally come into my chat on a regular basis. But they're here today, right? Normally the chat has, specific names, right? So now there's been a shift of something. And I love the fact that y'all here. Thank y'all for being here, right? But this is not normal. My channel sticks to, a certain type of, it follows a certain type of flow. A lot of people will listen. A lot of people have subscribed. A lot of people have been here from day one, from the time I started my channel in 2019. A lot of people have seen, transition and growth, or, whatever happen with me and, my situation. This right here is showing another form of growth, because now the chat is full of people who are not normally here, and they're giving information, right? So it's evolving, evolution. But the message must be good for them to hear, or the frequency must be good for them to hear. So we connecting based off of, energetic ties and things of that nature. Hi, Milkai. welcome. Thank you for being here. Another person, I don't know, but y'all are all welcome to be here. And I love the fact that y'all are here, and I love the fact that y'all come into the chat and talk, right? Um, I don't know everything, honestly, and I didn't perceive to, sit down and be, the spiritual guide, spiritual host, spiritual teacher of Earth School at all, period. All I know is that I have been on this earth for this amount of time. I started to notice a pattern of, things, but this has been like a thing, over my lifetime, right? And so y'all have been helping me kind of, channel in a way that makes it more intentional, right? Because I can come and I can do, like I said before, I'm not a tarot reader. I can read the tarot. That's different. So, Diego, hi, welcome. Thank you for being here. That's different. It's the same, but one is where a person, like, that's what they do. That's what I can do. Or I could just tell you what's going to happen anyway, because once I start seeing, the surroundings and what's happening around me, that's how I read it. It shows me this. The universe opens up a door or opens up a window, or the veil comes up, and then this is the things that I see. And once I keep seeing it over and over again, okay, you're trying to get me to pay attention to that. The thing that I have been noticing, the things that I have been seeing, there is an energy that is around that is trying to sink us, like bring us down. The energy that has been going up into the universe is the stars, like Diego, Makai, April, the official ambassador, the Golden Heart Babe. Y'all are a beacon of light, right? And as the beacons start to, beam brighter. It's like one beacon started on the East Coast, then another beacon started on the West Coast. And in response to y'all beacon, being sent out, and y'all frequency and y'all pulse, y'all are now, hey, hot solstice, welcome, thank you for being here. Y'all are now, pulling in other people. So your beacon of light is getting bigger, or the pulse, other people can hear it, and it brings them in, right? And just imagine the earth being dark, all the way dark. There was nothing. And then all of a sudden, Diego's light starts. And then Golden Heart's light starts. And then April's light starts. Pretty soon, only a little bit of people will start to see it, because it's like the heart, the pulse. Like, the light might have been little from the beginning, but right now the light is big. And so I might have put frequencies, they might have put frequencies in the air to say, oh, I need y'all to be negative, this, that, and the third. But once that light gets big to a certain extent, there's no shutting it down. And so right now we're in a phase of the lights blinking, and the lights are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, because people are waking up and people are starting to, question, like, why the fuck did we allow this to happen? Like, it's us, and then there's them. And now we're realizing that the us is all of us. We are all in the same boat. And regardless of the fact that they told us not to like this group of people, or not to like this group of people, and not to like this group of people, we starting to realize we all come from the same group of people. I mean, they already said that from the beginning. We all, like, they even told us there was Adam and there was Eve. Like, where the fuck did the other people come from? If it was only Adam and Eve on here, or on this rock, then what does that tell y'all? That's what they put there. So why did they put us there? And then they told us to argue like, siblings that basically don't like each other. Like, even in families, all my kids are different colors. I'm sure some of y'all grew up in households with brothers and sisters that are not the same color as you. But that is your biological brother and sister. That is your biological kinfolk. And not the, we make it weird, but the point of it is they wrote the story, then they told us to argue with each other. Then they told us that we weren't, like, we're different, this person is less than, this is that, and the third. But only people that are benefiting is them. Have y'all not paid attention? The only people that are benefiting are the people that want the chaos and all the bullshit to keep going. Then, the biggest lies ever told, right? Every time you turn around, it's something being exposed these days. And it's just like the tune of, okay, so I'm gonna have to use what I can use, but I don't want to have to use it because I don't want it to be like a race thing, because it's not a race thing. But this is what they have done. So it's like showing on the map how Africa is smaller than other places, right here, right? So if I make you think that you're little, then you won't try to, you won't think that you outnumber me, right? It's just like the black people, how they say black people are a minority. And then the numbers come out that black people have this many people. And mind you, I think they're counting some of the other races too, but I don't know how that go. But they said black people. So black people have this many, people located in the United States, right? You're not a minority. You are you like, in mindset, they keep you thinking you are the minority, but in reality, you're really not. You outnumber them. So guess what I'm gonna do? Because now y'all realize y'all outnumber me, and now all of a sudden that, we realizing that we make continents smaller, or states or cities or whatever the hell, smaller on the map, because I needed to mind fuck you and make you think that you were small, right? And as long as I make you think that you're small, you're going to continue to think that you're small. But if you get outside of that and you start to realize, how do I got this many cubic meters? Don't think for yourself at all, period, okay? Because why the fuck would I want you to do that? I just told you that you're this big. Now y'all get somebody to go out and measure the fucking, earth and this, that, and the third, and now you find out you were this many miles across. Hold on. How am I this many miles, 9,000 miles across from one side to the other, 20,000 miles across from 1,000 to the other? Don't mind the numbers. And now you realize that, hold on, I'm 20,000 miles across this way, but the United States is only 1 mile. You mean to tell me I've been letting y'all just tell me what I was? I never checked for myself, and that's how they have been winning. That's how they have been winning, my dear people. Because they told us. Nobody went to inspect anything, especially our ancestors. They didn't, the great-grandmothers or whoever. The other people that was before them, you got to kill them all off, because you can't have them knowing. That's just like what they get ready to try to do with your children in the database of, autism and this, that, and the third. Why you need to now monitor autistic children? You're not monitoring the disease. You just kicked out everybody. Because guess what I need to do? I need to get rid of some of y'all. It's too many of y'all around here. And y'all are starting to now know that y'all outnumber the system. The system is falling. The system is falling apart. It looks like it's being torn down. It was already falling apart. It was already falling apart. So, sometimes in order to fix something structurally, everything has to come down. Every bit of it. And although it looks crazy and, the feeling of it is crazy, on the flip side of that is you're watching history in the making. Like, this is the most amazing time to be in. And then people, I've been seeing like how the spiritualists, the witches and the warlocks and all the people, that want to destiny swap and, body hop and this, and the third, right? Everybody keeps discussing how, our current situation is happening, right? I watched your live yesterday when you said to go out and do something different and watch it come through. So I did. I applied for a job that is out of my comfort zone, and I have an interview today. Period. You got the job. Amen. So congratulations. Everybody talking about our current administration and all of the things that they are doing. Have y'all not noticed that they are undoing themselves? Like, people talking about how this person has an egregore and what type of magic are they being protected by and yada 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 and this, that, and the third. They're not being protected by any type of magic. Have y'all not paid attention? They're crumbling all by themselves. They're undoing their own self. That's why he's undoing what was, he's undoing, he's unraveling. That's what the universe is telling you. So, now, what do we do in the process of unraveling? Now, I got two different scenarios, and there's probably 4 or 7 or 8 or 10. But on one hand, God is the only protection. People need to focus on themselves and look themselves in the mirror. Diogo, definitely, because understanding that right now we're in, why he pop up every day at the same time? We have to understand that this is a wondrous time in the world. It's fucked up, but it depends on what side you cater to look at all the time. Like, if you just keep looking at all the fucked up parts, all the fucked up versions, then life is gonna be fucked up. But if you focus on some of the good things that are happening, some of the amazing things that's happening, collectively we are communicating. Collectively we are understanding. Collectively and spiritually we are changing the game. Now, 2 scenarios. On one scenario, they get them, and they're the people that's sitting right there get them, and they try to revert it back to skirt. Let's pump the brakes. I mean, I don't know how far, if brakes are even capable right now, because all I see is the Flintstones when they put their feet down and then the smoke is coming from the feet. I feel like that. But the other worst case scenario, we are not small in numbers. And before we allow this system to be, taken back to 1302, we say we don't give a fuck. And I ain't telling nobody nothing. All I can say is when you see it, you'll know. And you're going to get in where you fit in. But this is also the time where we're going to notice some things. Because in history and throughout history, people get sold out by their own types. Kinfolk ain't, and all skinfolk ain't kinfolk, okay? It is some people that will align themselves with the powers that be, because they will say, okay, you can be here in the next phase. Honestly, I would never want to be nowhere near them. Because just think, if in fact they come with the whole little, security plan, hostess, I'm gonna let you go over here with us because you're one of the chosen ones, and so you're gonna be able to go into the bunker with the people, this and the third. Bitch, do you know that you gonna be a fucking working ass slave? Because the system is gonna revert back to exactly what the fuck they want it to be. It's never gonna be what you want it to be. It's only gonna be what they want it to be. Always. And it always secures them and theirs. It don't secure you and yours. It turns you into a fucking slave, an indentured servant. And here you are, another 400 years in the dust. So in order for it to be a change, it has to be a full-fledged, we can't go back to none of it. That's scary. But it's also amazing. It's also like innovative. It's also evolution at its finest. And you get to watch it real time. Chaos theory followed by scorched earth, renewal, and endgame. And period. Y'all, we are in Revelations. This is it. Like, maybe people think that it was supposed to be this, that, and the third, but Revelation's revealing. Exposure. You're getting caught faster and faster and faster at everything you do. They're being exposed. Stuff that was buried is now coming. Like, I don't know whether or not y'all realize it or not, right? But Atlanta had an earthquake the other day, right? And pretty soon I feel like we get ready to snap. And then we get ready to figure out that continents are about to shift around and some other shit. Because the way this, the weather is going, is going, and the way that I keep seeing sinkhole after sinkhole, right? They said we did here in North Carolina. I didn't notice it. I didn't notice it either, right? And mind you, I was either outside or I was in the middle of the pool. My whole pool was empty. No, and mind you, it was weird because I was in a big ass hole, like in the middle of the pool. And I'm thinking, when I came out and then I started seeing all the signs, I'm like, how the fuck did we have an earthquake and I didn't feel it? Mind you, I'm in a big ass hole. You know, either way, neither here nor there. But point of it is we're having earthquakes and tremors and things in that of that nature in places that don't have earthquakes and tremors. So the other part that I've seen is sinkholes are popping up out of fucking nowhere. That's what the universe keeps showing me. People that live on land is breaking in half. Y'all do realize the weather has been real trippy. Like, this is not the weather that I'm used to. Something is off. Excuse me. Something is different. Mind you, they're still creating chaos and havoc, knowing something is off. They're not telling you because of the fact that, or not telling us because of the fact that people are going to go crazy. They're going to stop listening to them anyway. And then what do they have? Like, once people realize, like, the earth is already doing something strange, their control is gone anyway. Because bitch, you're not even in control of what's really happening. But if you're paying attention, you already know that. Because ain't no way that y'all think that the weather is the same. In this past year, or the past 2 years, ain't no way y'all gonna sit up and think that the weather is the same as it's been over these past 20, 30, 40 years. There is a clear difference in the weather now than it was before. The wind has picked up. And not for nothing, the earth probably just sick of us anyway. Because if you was Mother Nature and you was the trees and you was the grass and you was this earth and you were alive, would you not be tired of the fucking people that's on it anyway? I'm in Norway and I did not feel it. Yeah, I didn't feel it either. But a lot of people experienced it. A lot of people felt it. A girl. So just think. You are the earth. You are, fighting for your own life, right? And little do y'all know, because I keep saying the same exact thing. At one point in time, I was being shown sulfur springs popping up, right? Yes, we are, April. You are so right. I kept seeing sulfur springs pop up, right? And what the sulfur springs was doing was, once it spouted out, it would smother everything that was around. So if there was any people or anything around, they were dying, right? I think it was the sulfur. That's what was coming out. But it reminded me that the universe has to fight back. So the universe is now fighting us back. Mind you, the reason why, like Hot Salsa said, I'm mad. The reason why I'm mad is because of this. We didn't even have a choice. It's 3 people sitting in a seat, some dumbasses right now, that all of us are trying to figure out why the fuck. Like, I'm confused. I am totally confused. Because in my mind, why are we allowing 3 people to destroy the earth? Why are we letting, why, mind you, we're doing it. We're sitting idly by and watching these 3 people destroy the earth. Not a location, not just the U.S., not just and I'm saying 3, but that's basically the equivalent of it to all of us. Girl, we got our books back. Hot Solstice, we got our books back. I don't know if you remember or recall when I said we want our fucking books back. They just gave us our books back. The fact that there's an American Pope, mind you, a Creole black Pope, he got ties to Louisiana. He got ties all over to different groups and ethnicities of people. We got our fucking books back. Because ain't nothing telling me that man ain't going to go down there. And once he goes down there, and once, listen, I'm excited because ain't no fucking way. That wasn't nothing but God. And that's all I thought. The minute I heard it, I heard we got our books back. I told y'all the lease on their magic is up. I been said that. Like, when the gift was given, and that's what I told y'all, fail-safe mechanism, because we had to have known they was never going to return our shit, especially after, like, how you going to know if I'm asleep, and being reincarnated 1,000 times, how am I going to know what deal I brokered with you if in fact now you manipulated the earth for me not to wake up? You now put situations in play because you wanted to, listen, let me finish the statement. You wanted to damage or cripple a certain group of people, right? And remember, I showed y'all, and I'm still saying the same thing. Whoever sees that clip, there's a video I did, and I put a clip up, and it's that man that's in office right now saying he's terrified of us. He said when they wake up, there is no stopping them. He said that out of his own mouth. Find the clip. That should tell you everything you need to know. That man is terrified. Now, how are you terrified of people when you sitting in the position that you sitting in? That's because you know you did some shit that wasn't right. Ain't nobody afraid of nothing when you did everything right. Like, I ain't afraid of shit if I know I did everything right. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. What shall be, shall be. But if I'm out here doing a whole lot of fuck shit, that's when I would be afraid of what's going to happen. I don't need to have to control the narrative if I'm doing everything right. But they're controlling the narrative because they know everything they fucking did. How about it's fucking underground cities at this point in time literally making their way up to the surface because everything is being exposed. Exposure means uncovered. There's buildings right now pushing themselves right back up to the earth's surface. How the fuck? An earthquake, natural, Mother Nature saying y'all gonna have to figure this out. But at this point, I'm sick and tired of the bullshit too. Like she just said, we are the parasites. We are the disaster that's happening. But mind you, it's not even all of us, because getting back to the old way is what we should do anyway. Growing our own food is what we should do anyway. We need to stop buying shit from these people because they're poisoning us, period. Poison. Giving you stuff that is not natural to your body. You rather eat poison than a fucking bug that's outside, but the bug was going to give you the protein and it wasn't going to have no poison in it, but literally because now, but it was fine before. It kept your body running for hundreds and thousands of years. But meanwhile, people come 200, 300, 400 years old. But can you imagine 200, 300, 400-year-old people on this planet right now? It's already too crowded. I heard the City Underground story. That's crazy. It's not a story. It's literally what they said. They just admitted to it. They just admitted to creating a whole fucking big ass bunker for this amount of people, this, that, and the third, yada, yada, yada. I wouldn't want to go, because at the end of the day, when you get there, who you think gonna be working for them? It's nothing but another way for you to now be whatever that is, enslaved to their system. I'd rather take my chances. I would rather take my fucking chances, because ain't no damn way, like, you at least now know that whatever you create, whatever you and the people create, you create until they decide that they want to come back. And by the time they decide they want to come back, y'all asses better have this shit together. But either way, they're telling the truth in everything that they have done. Why do you think they're doing that? April, me too, period. Because ain't no way. You already know what it's going to look like when it get down there. And just imagine you now stuck underground with these motherfuckers. And just imagine if the food supply run out. Guess who's going to be the first one, God forbid we got to kick some people out. Guess who's going to be the first to go? mind you, I don't even think, and I feel like the experiment, but I don't even feel like we gone bad yet. I feel like we only go bad if we don't put a stop to whatever is happening right now. Like when the time comes and it is, you just gonna have to lay down your life for this thing. What are you gonna do? Because the bad part about it is, like, even the people that's getting caught up in the system right now, that's the bad part, because technically they don't have nobody to fight for them. This is the part where everybody's just idly looking at, Hernandez be deported to, Santo Domingo. But literally, this is the other part. Y'all are watching modern day slavery happen right now in your face. Do you not realize these people are being sent to different places all over the world, right? Ain't that the story in the Bible when the Babylon, when they try to create the ladder up to heaven, they try to create the ladder up to heaven, God knocked the ladder down and scattered the people throughout the place. So guess what? I'm importing 8,000 South African people because I need this land to be white, but I'm also expelling 80,000 people to China. I'm selling people to different places, and now your family has to start all over again in another foreign land. Like, why the fuck are we not paying attention? Like, that's happening right now. You're being sent to other places to work now as an indentured servant in another land. Sometimes what you say scares me. You confirm so much I've been thinking. I've learned so much about myself and things around me. Why I experience thinking and feeling, for that I want to thank you. And thank you too. Because at the end of the day, y'all don't realize each one teach one. We're helping each other. Because it's so much stuff that, I be thinking that I probably wouldn't. It's like the containers, when China sent the containers over here. Like, I think in things like, there is no accident. Random is not so random. The titles, like, the reason why the universe is guiding us the way that it's guiding us, because it wants us to pay attention. You damn right this is not a drill. So when you send in containers, right? Containers, empty containers. First of all, it costs money to ship containers, right? As a joke, hee ha ha, I'm not sending 200 empty containers no fucking where, right? Because why the fuck would I do that? That's costly. Unless somebody ordered it, right? Now, if somebody ordered it, now we would understand. So now where are those containers going to? What did they order them for, right? Okay, so that could be like housing, sustainable housing. It could also be underground bunkers, whatever the 200 containers was for. But ain't nobody gonna tell me that China shipped 200 containers over this bitch empty for nothing as a joke. Nope. So containers can be used as packaging. So if I need to get rid of 200 people, or if I'm now, doing some stuff, bitch, your ass gonna end up in a container. Now, I don't like that thought process, because you mean to tell me you're going to put people in containers and shipping them across the world to wherever? Duh, it's already been happening. It's not nothing new. It's already been happening. Y'all already seen it. Mind y'all have also seen some of the containers fall off the ship and end up in the water. And, who cares? It's not your family. It's not your people. It's not like, but you're not going to tell me that 200 containers got shipped out and there was nothing, there's not a plan, there's not something for those containers. Like, I just don't believe stuff like that. Because my mind says, you know better. Like, when people are spending their money, when it's monetary, no, you ain't gonna play in my face like that. You're not gonna convince me that, ooh, haha, it was a joke. No, bitch. The joke is you didn't see it. It went right over top of your fucking head. And then until you are now touching those containers, you're like, oh shit, this is what they were for. Bitch, well, somebody should have thought about it beforehand. That's just like, even like I said, about making the map smaller, making Africa think that they were smaller than everybody else. No, it was a mind fuck. I made you think that you were smaller than everybody else because of the fact that I don't want you to realize how big you are, because if you really try to come for me, you could win. You could potentially win. Now, the only thing that these people got that basically, could do anything is, let me just push the button. Well, push the button. You know, those of us that are here are going to be here, and those of us that are not here are not going to be here, but there will be a very, change. Even what they think they know, they still might not know, because of the fact that just because you did simulations, and just because you did this, and just because you did that, God always has the final say. The universe always has the final say. And Mother Nature will figure out a way to get rid of whatever it is, that's on the earth, right? There's a book called Eve that talks about all that. I really think you'll love that book. I read it 3 times by W.M. Paul Young. Okay. I'll look into it. And so there's so much stuff. It's 9:19. There's so much stuff that I don't think we're even paying attention to, or we're even thinking about, but they want to keep us in, work mode. I need you to be working, 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 because you need, monetary, means to, be around here. But if I stop you from, focusing on your livelihood, and I start you focusing on your livelihood, you'll also see the shift. You'll also see that there's something else bigger beyond that. Because y'all, we have a say so. We have a choice. Even though it don't look like we do. The energy that was once directed against you has been transmuted like tides, pulling back to reveal hidden treasures beneath the surface. Remember, I told you there's buildings coming up, because every earthquake is now pushing these buildings that they try to bury and cover up, that buildings that were already here. And I don't know if I saved this one thing, but y'all, last night, this video was like, let me see if I saved it. I'll be trying to save it, but sometimes I'll be going through like so much stuff I'll be forgetting. Let me see. Mind you, this place is in North Carolina, I think. A building coming up from under the ground. Oh, and then there was something else that happened last night. So this boy, and I don't know if it's real or not, but the boy said that he was walking, and then there was a guy that left. Here, I'm gonna show it to y'all.
On the trail, like a guy, he looked like he was like from the 80s. He was wearing a full suit that like looked like he was from the 80s, and I was like, ew, I don't like that. I got a weird vibe from him. And look at what I just found.
He said there was a guy walking from the 80s that looked like he came out of the 80s. He was walking down the road. He didn't see him.
Terrifying?
He left a suitcase in the woods. When he opens the suitcase, what's in the suitcase is a map from 1980s and a fucking key. It made me think of a time traveler. And, some people are saying that this is a hoax, right? That the boy's lying. The boy's saying he didn't lie, that everything he said was true, right? Now, you see a person looking like they're from the 80s walking, and then you find a suitcase in the woods with an old school map and a key in it, right? What the hell would that make you think? It made me think time traveler. So that also made me think, y'all ever seen The Handmaid's Tale? Because if you haven't seen The Handmaid's Tale, this is what the fuck seemed like they already tried to do. That's like all the milkmaid dresses and all this shit is rewinding time, right? Who the fuck? Anyway, so if you never read a map, most people have never read a map, right? I have read a map because I drove, cross country when I was younger, right? From the East Coast to the West Coast. Anyway, there was no GPS because I grew up when, you didn't have a phone. So I've traveled across the world, across the universe, across the United States with a map, right? And so on the map, you got to see like the roads, and it'll show you the rivers and this and the third. But to be specific, for a person to leave a map on The Handmaid's Tale, they took down all the signs. That was one of the ways that they was able to keep everybody, confused, because if you don't know where you're going and you have no sense of direction, you may not know how to get out of the United States. So they took down all the road signs. That was one of the things. If this person has a map from 1980s and a key, to me, it gave time traveling, but it was like the person needed those things to get out of whatever was going to happen. Okay, it's like something that happened here in New Jersey where a bridge appeared from underground from a drought we had. You damn right. So here goes another one. So she said that happened in New Jersey, and here's another one. And this is a whole big ass fucking building.
Yo, bro, what did we find? What did we find? Oh, these left, yo, bro.
It got music and I gotta turn it down, but y'all can see what he's uncovering. Mind you, this is not no North Carolina looking shit. This looks like it's foreign, but it's in the United States. Mind you, it is made out of crystal, like granite and that type of stuff.
Nah. What's going on? What is happening? Water supply underneath.
A water supply and everything.
What is this?
It's steps. It's like a chimney there. Like the building is, whatever this is big as fuck. It says what he posted, sacred ancient crystal stonework site. Mind you, it's behind some other buildings. Like they built over here, and it's like they just pushed this to the side because they couldn't like do too much with it or something.
The magnet is right there. At the sand bridge. It's stonework. It's crystal work. It's the gods. Bro, how is this carved out like this? Look where we at. Look at the level. Run. Yo, bro, what did we find? What did we find?
Like right here.
Yo, bro, what is going on?
You daggone right, it's a lot of energy. So it's a lot of stuff that now is coming to light, but you know, but just also be mindful, because one thing that I do believe, and I don't care what nobody says, this may be a little bit weird, but you know, the dragon that's in Revelations, right? For some reason, I always resonated with that. And as y'all are seeing the earthquakes and the earth cracking open, y'all, something's going to be released one of these times. We're not a priority to these people, just so y'all know. We are food, basically. Energetic, you know, consumption, all of those things. We are currency, like a form of monitor. That's why they want to send people, you know, to different states and different countries and different, you know, lands and this, that, and the third, because I got tissue on my nose ring. Because we are a form of currency. Work. Like, these things are right in our face. So anyway, there's been a change of plans. It didn't go the way they thought, and you know, there's some stuff happening, some new shit. So be mindful. Some new shit, new something is about to happen. But it's never going to go their way. They can try to control the narrative all they want, but like April said, God is in control. And that's just the end of that story. So be mindful, be diligent, pay attention. Everything they have been doing is fucking with them as well. So, and when I say them, I mean the people that who want to, you know, kind of corrupt and lie and all of this other extra shit. Nope, somebody's here. All right, y'all. I love y'all. See y'all later. And if you didn't see the live from last night, go ahead and check it out. Go with God. What you say, Nook?